Swing and a miss, strike three. Deep to center field. This ball's crushed.
It's pouring down rain in downtown Houston, but it's not enough to keep fans away on Ring Night Part 2. The Astros distributing 40,000 replica World Championship rings for tonight's Game 3 between the Rays and the Astros. Supposed to be a sellout crowd. It's going to be a very fun night at the ballpark tonight as the Astros look to start another win streak. Stay right there. We're going to head now to the booth. Todd Callis and Jeff Blum with the call.
Thank you very much, Julia. It is good to be inside tonight, Minute Maid Park, with the roof closed, of course, with all the rain outside. The Astros had their 12-game winning streak snapped last night. They'll try and start a new one tonight, taking on the Tampa Bay Rays in the rubber game of a 3-game series. Hi, everybody, and welcome to a night of Astros baseball. I'm Todd Callis alongside Jeff Blum, and Blummer, we're heading towards that halfway point of the season. And the numbers are very similar to last year, home versus road. I'm not sure how we can explain it, but we can try and break it down at least.
I was going to say there's all kinds of theories out there. We do have numbers to back that up. There's a couple of things that I look at when we watch a team go out there and play well, and the Astros do a very good job. They are a high on-base percentage and a high-risk type team. When they are going well, they're doing the things that you're seeing on the right-hand side as far as road numbers are concerned. 6.15 runs per game on the road, and a lot of that is because they get on base a lot. The average is up. And then when they do get those hits, they're getting those hits with runners on base. So both of those numbers are going down here at home, even though they had opportunities last night with 7 walks. Inability to drive them in crushed them.
That was our Shiner Box Spotlight. Hopefully they'll get it turned around tonight. Charlie Morton is on the mound for the Houston Astros, facing the Tampa Bay Rays. Nathan Eovaldi from nearby Alvin, Texas. We'll have more as Julia joins us next to talk about Jose Altuve and his quest for another 200-hit season.
With the roof closed, a nice night for the Astros to get a series win over the Rays tonight, and they're trying to bounce back after a quiet night offensively. not going to hurt that Jose Altuve is back in the starting lineup following a scheduled day off. However, he did come in late in yesterday's game. He was a pinch hitter. He hit the ball hard, had a great at bat, but unfortunately was retired for the out. He does, though, still come into today with the major league leading in hits. 102. He has 102 hits at this point of the season. He's our TXU power player, and for him, it took 74 games to get there. So it got us to wonder where he has gotten 100 hits before. How many games has it taken him in the past? Well, for the Astros, the fewest games to 100 hits for these players. Altuve's all over this list. 74 games, though, in 2018 is his personal best, as he's done it in 75 games twice in his career, in 2016 and in 2014. He's well on his way to another 200-hit year. It would be his 5th straight if he could do it. It's pretty impressive for a guy like Altuve, who we've seen put up that consistency, but still collecting 39 hits in his last 24 games. The hits have been coming fast and furious. All right, Charlie Morton on the mound. When we get back, it's first pitch from here at Minute Maid Park. Don't go anywhere.
Brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. By Ram Trucks, built to serve. And by Champion Energy Services, the exclusive electricity provider of the Houston Astros. A sold-out crowd. The replica rings were given out to every single person tonight. And they are watching Charlie Morton take the hill as the Astros try and win 2 out of 3 against the Tampa Bay Rays.
Charlie Morton, a big reason why those rings are being given out. In 14 starts this season, he has a great record at 8-1. Last couple of starts have been a little bit iffy for Charlie Morton as far as command is concerned. 2 starts ago in Texas, 6 walks, 4 hit batters. Last start out there, he pitched well, going 6th, qualified for a quality start, but still walked 4 hitters in that ball game. You'd like to see Charlie tighten it up a little bit, really attack that zone with that fastball, slider, curveball mix that he has.
Well, Charlie Morton will get the start tonight, his 15th start of the season, and he will face this Tampa Bay Rays lineup for the first time this year, 4th overall in his career. And the Rays line it up with Kevin Kiermaier playing his 2nd game back from the 60-day disabled list. Adeiny Echeverria as the shortstop batting 2nd. Jake Bauers has started every game since coming up from AAA. He is in the 3rd spot as the first baseman. Wilson Ramos, the catcher, hits 4th. Joey Wendell plays 3rd base tonight. Matt Duffy the day off. Willie Adames is the 2nd baseman. Malik Smith in left field. Carlos Gomez is the DH, and Johnny Field in right field, batting ninth. Couple of good games so far in this series. 1-run win for the Astros in walk-off fashion on Monday night with Alex Bregman's 2 RBI double to end the game 5-4. Last night, a pitcher's duel between Blake Snell and Justin Verlander ended in the favor of the Tampa Bay Rays in a 2-1 win. So today they will play the rubber game of this series. Tampa Bay has given the Astros problems since Houston came over to the American League. The Rays have the best record against the Astros since Houston became an AL team. Kevin Kiermaier leads off with 3 on the right side of the infield. Swings to the first pitch and pops it up. Bregman and Kemp converging in foul territory, and Kemp can't quite make the play. It was caught in the first row by a fan. Tony just couldn't quite get there in time.
Ball was up in the air for a while, and Tony Kemp gave it a good effort, but I think once he got to that wall, he had a tough time trying to figure out how to create an angle to get up there and try and catch that thing. He wanted to.
Kemp had to go a long way to get there. Now getting back to his position in left. Kiermaier takes a called strike. It's 0-2. Kiermaier is a guy the Rays have seen over the last 3 years spend a lot of time on the DL. This year it was a thumb injury, torn ligament in his right thumb, requiring surgery. Last year he was on the 60-day DL as well. Fractured his hand in that season. In 2016, missed a lot of time with a hip issue. 0-2 pitch, foul tip, and we start this night with a strikeout. Charlie Morton picking up a strikeout in the first batter he faces. Here's the starting defense, brought to you by Xfinity. In the outfield, Josh Reddick is in right tonight. George Springer in center, and you already saw Tony Kemp in left. Alex Bregman and Carlos Correa the left side of the infield. Bregman back to third base tonight. And Jose Altuve, after the day off last night, came on as a pinch hitter. Back at second with Yuli Gurriel. Back across the diamond at first. And Brian Mccann gets the start behind the plate. Danny Echeverria takes a pitch inside for a ball. Echeverria riding a 7-game hitting streak, hitting .400 during that time. He sends one towards Yuli, a soft pop-up that the Astros first baseman handles without a problem, and there's 2 away.
Man, getting all up in the kitchen of Echeverria. Ooh.
Where's Baggy when you need him?
No kid. He would have been impressed by that one.
He'll be with us on our broadcast Friday as the Kansas City Royals are in town for a 3-game series.
Yeah, if I start to giggle here in the next 10 seconds, that means he sent a text.
If you didn't join us for the one broadcast, Baggy had Blummer just absolutely roll on a similar pitch that blew up an opposing hitter. Breaking ball for Charlie Morton for a called strike. It's 0-1. Jake Bauers bats with 2 outs and the base is cleared. Normally Bagwell joins us on a Saturday once a month, but with the national broadcast coming up this weekend on Saturday, he'll be with us in the next game Friday night.
Yeah, it's good stuff. You don't want to miss out on having Jeff Bagwell up here. He is highly entertaining. He's also a good conversation about baseball.
Fastball away. It's 2-1.
It still amazes me how easy Charlie Morton throws 96 miles an hour consistently.
I think it surprises him too.
you couldn't tell, but it probably does. Yeah.
One of his post-game interviews this year, he said, now sometimes I throw it as hard as I can in the zone and they still can't hit it. Like he was kind of surprised.
like that last pitch, 96 was right down the middle, but the ball's jumping out of his hand. If you're swinging at the motion, you're anticipating 89, 91, and all of a sudden it jumps on you at 96.
The newfound velocity for Charlie Morton. If you like high-octane fastballs, tonight's a good night for you. Both Morton and Nathan Eovaldi for the Tampa Bay Rays can bring the fastball. Charlie, when he gets to 2 strikes, has that curveball as a big weapon. See if he uses it here against the rookie. He does, and he hits it well into right field. Bowers is on as Reddick goes over to cut it off. Josh does a nice job, might have a chance at second, and Bowers is just safe. Just a little bit of a short hop there, and Bowers able to get in under the tag of Correa.
Still, it's tough to see by that angle, but from where we're sitting back here behind home plate, Josh Reddick had a long way to go. They were playing the other way in the outfield. A bit of a hanging curveball from Charlie Morton. Bowers turns on it. But Josh Reddick had a long way to go just to cut that ball off, and with the spin move, put a pretty good throw down there. And you're right, because Carlos Correa had to come up and pick that short hop, kind of took him away from the runner.
Great effort by Reddick in right, and a quick visit from Brian Mccann with a runner on second base and 2 outs. Making sure they go over the change in signs with a runner at second. Wilson Ramos will bat. Ramos hitting .293 his last 11 games, .290 on the year, has 7 RBIs in his last 11. Ramos had the game-winning hit last night.
That last pitch surprised Mccann.
So after they just talked?
Yep. Need to get a translator.
Well, this is the combination that Mccann was injured with last year when he took a fastball from Charlie off the mask in New York, expecting a breaking ball, ended up on the 7-day concussion list. Ramos fouls one at the plate. It's 1-1. Charlie Morton getting the start tonight, has faced Tampa Bay 3 previous times, twice last year and once as a Pirate back in 2014. There's a fastball for a strike. It's 1-2.
Early on, that command looks pretty good from Charlie Morton. MD Anderson strike zone gives you an idea of that down and in corner. Yikes.
People love showing off their rings today and their masks.
As I say, you're looking at the ring.
1-2 pitch. Ramos tried to hold up, and he does, I think. Yes, he does. It's 2-2. Kind of a late check at first. Home plate umpire tonight is Nick Lentz. Jerry Davis, the crew chief, over at first. Charlie bounced back after a tough outing in Texas where he hit 4 batters and walked 6. Last start he had a quality start, 6 innings of 3-run baseball, only allowing 4 hits. He struck out 9, did walk 4 in that start against the Royals. Charlie and Mccann, Brian Mccann, are not exactly locked in on the signs right now.
Breaking ball looks like a strike and makes the ball right here. Off the
3-2.
Try to repeat that fastball in the inside corner. I don't think Charlie's too happy with himself. He wanted that pitch, finally got it from Brian Mccann, just didn't execute.
Of those 4 walks issued by Morton last start, 3 of them came in a row in the 5th inning of that game. 3-2 pitch is sent the other way. Ramos has some good overall numbers against Morton in his career. 5 for 13.
Yeah, Wonder Twin rings. Unite. Form of an astronaut. Sorry.
That's good. Finding some characters out there early in this game. 3-2 pitches down and away, ball 4. So good at bat there. Good plate appearance by Wilson Ramos as he draws the walk. So Charlie will go to work on Joey Wendell.
They handing out fish bowls.
Seems to be the theme tonight.
It's actually not a bad idea considering the weather outside.
Yeah, looked like it kept them dry. Wendell coming in batting .276.
Thing's got to be tough on Dollar Dog Night.
Big hole in the front though. I think he's good.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, access.
Got a little cutout there. There's a called strike. Morton had dominated left-hand hitters for the first 2 months of this season. Lefties have gotten them a little bit in the month of June, starting with that Boston game. That curveball, which has been so impactful against left-hand hitters the last couple of years, was hit hard in that Red Sox game here at Minute Maid Park. That was Charlie's last start at home, and Wendell was hit by that pitch at 95 miles an hour. That will load the bases. Every once in a while, and we've seen it in Arizona, we saw it in Texas, Charlie gets a little bit out of whack and hit 4 batters in that start against the Rangers.
Matches from Supermo shows that it gets that front knee. Luckily for Wendell, it's just a glancing blow. Gets squared up at 95. That's going to leave a bit of a mark and maybe a little bit of a limp. Already 2 visits in this ball game between Brian Mccann and Charlie Morton.
Charlie hit 13 batters last year. That was tied for the most in the American League with his teammate Mike Fiers and also the Twins' Jose Barrios. Willie Adames takes a pitch for a ball. This year there's no chance 13 batters will lead the league because there's about 3 or 4 guys that are on pace for 20, including Charlie.
Yeah, 9 on the season.
Just misses 2-0. Charlie and Rick Porcello hit 9, and Lucas Giolito and Cole Hamels have hit 10.
Borderline at the bottom part of that zone, but when you're erratic, you're not going to get the benefit of those calls. Interesting stat of the night so far. 9 hit by pitch by Charlie Morton, 0 wild pitches in the season.
That is crazy.
So instead of getting wild, he's throwing balls to the backstop. He's just squaring guys up.
So if guys jump out of the way, he might finally get a wild pitch. 2-1 the count. Charlie, after having 2 outs and nobody on in a 2-2 count to Jake Bauers, allowing a double, a walk, a hit batter. Now he's 2-1 on Adames. And Adames fouls one away. Crowd still rolling in here at Minute Maid Park. They are going to make some noise early to try and get Charlie through this bases loaded situation in the first. Thrown 25 pitches already in this inning. Curveball softly hit left center, coming on Kemp, and he will jump and make a diving catch to end the inning. Tony Kemp flying through the air to strand the bases loaded.
Tony Kemp making a heck of a play to end that inning for Charlie Morton. Wonder if Evan Gattis will give him a hug.
brought to you by Southwest Airlines. George Springer at the top for the Astros, followed by Alex Bregman. Jose Altuve, after the night off last night, came on as a pinch hitter back in that lineup. Carlos Correa, Yuli Gurriel hits fifth. Josh Reddick, Evan Gattis, player of the week in the AL, Brian McCann, and Tony Kemp, your Astros lineup.
Nathan Eovaldi on the mound for the Tampa Bay Rays. He has an electric arm. Unfortunately, it's undergone a couple of Tommy John surgeries. Only 4 starts this season. Was out all of 2017 with that Tommy John surgery. Still averaging 97 miles an hour on the fastball. He does have a cut fastball, slider, and a split.
George, as you see, 1 for 7 in the series. Overall, he's 2 for his last 21, going back to the Kansas City series. Eovaldi has found that same velocity that he had prior to Tommy John surgery number 2. And you see pretty easy gas right there at 98. He was available to the Tampa Bay Rays because of that second surgery while he was with the Yankees. Swing and a miss from Springer. It's 2-2. Tampa Bay signing Eovaldi at a lower level deal, knowing he'd be out for all of 2017. And he gets a called strike on the inside corner. Springer down looking for the first out.
Looked like the cut fastball trying to stay on that inside, but you almost see Ramos set up right down the middle, letting that pitch be effective as it can. Came back and caught that inside corner.
Here's Alex Bregman. Bregman's reached in 30 straight games, has a .917 OPS during that streak. Misses for a ball, 1-0.
And that's a cut fastball at 93 miles an hour, but to our eye and our camera angle, it almost looks like a slider as much as it's breaking sometimes.
Now the cutter he throws around 92, 93. The slider a little slower velocity, around 87. And there's that power fastball in on the inside corner. It's 1-1. Two and 1 the count. Eovaldi is out of Alvin, Texas. Went to Alvin High School, one of 2 major leaguers from that high school. I'm sure you've heard of the other one. The Ryan Express made Alvin famous. Nolan wanted to be here tonight to watch the other Alvin Yellow Jacket, who became a major leaguer, pitch, but Nolan hasn't been feeling quite 100%. I know he's watching us tonight, watching how the Astros do against Eovaldi, so looking forward to seeing Nolan back at the ballpark soon. Towards the middle, but right there is Adames, softly hit by Bregman for out number 2. Two outs, bases empty. That'll bring up Jose Altuve. Altuve didn't start last night, still has played in all 76 games, including tonight. Came on as a pinch hitter, hit a ball hard, as Julia mentioned, but lined out to deep center field in that 9th inning. Up and in, ball 1. A lot of people still outside rolling in with the replica rings.
Very brave and dedicated fans. That replica ring, very important to them, and the Astros stepped up and handing out a ton of rings to everybody that's going to show up. Still plenty of people coming in.
I'm sure traffic was not very nice today.
Yeah, it's been rough all day long, let alone trying to get down here to watch the ball game.
So a lot of people at 7:30 with a 7:10 first pitch, still getting through the gates. Starting to see Minute Maid Park fill up here. 2-1 pitch sent deep to left center field. Well hit. Going back, Malik Smith. He will play it on a bounce. Altuve into second base with a 2-out double. Hit number 103 on the season, the most in the majors.
Good swing by Jose Altuve, getting it ready on that fastball. Got the head out quick, too. Still got that big old leg kick ready to lay into it. He was sitting on that heater and got one he could handle and raked it into left center. And with his speed, gets into second base easily. Puts himself in scoring position with 2 outs. And that's a lot of times what a hitter's mentality is with 2 outs and you're up there, nobody on. Try and hit that double. Try and extend that hit, get yourself into scoring position.
Gives Carlos Correa a chance at a 2-out RBI. Correa hitting 300 in the month of June. Takes a pitch for a strike. Double left Altuve's bat at 105 miles an hour. First hit for the Astros. Last night, Tampa Bay walked 7 from their starter, Blake Snell. The Astros just managed to put together 4 hits on the night. Or check that, 5 hits on the night. Correa down in the count, 0-2. And Eovaldi strikes him out on a 98-mile-an-hour fastball to end the inning. 2 strikeouts, 1 man left on base. Does more, brought to you by HEB. Charlie Morton at Minute Maid Park has been very good.
He likes pitching in front of the home folks. Astros pitchers have been dominant here at home, but Charlie has definitely made his home here at Minute Maid Park. He actually had a career high in strikeouts, 14 against the Texas Rangers here at home. That was a nice show he put on. But yeah, a lot of success here. Like to see it tonight against these Tampa Bay Rays.
Starts off Malik Smith with a fastball for a strike, swinging strike. It'll be the bottom third of the order for Tampa Bay. Smith, Carlos Gomez, and Johnny Field. And this place first opened up as Enron Field 18 years ago drive to center field, and Springer can't see it in the lights, but he hangs with it and makes the play, going down to his knees for out number 1.
I love how he's got to tell a story after he makes a play like that. Josh Reddick in on the action, coming over. And man, George Springer doing a good job of staying with that. And you know, the lights they're a little bit lower here at Minute Maid Park, but also with some of the shifting and where they put some of these outfielders, they kind of run into some tough angles. But George luckily hung with it.
Here's Carlos Gomez. Fouling one back. But when they first opened up this building, everybody thought, wow, short porch and left. It's going to be a hitter's ballpark. Maybe early on it was, but I'm not sure it has been the last couple of years.
No, there's been a lot of fodder about how and why, and a lot of articles being written, which has been great. MLB.com had one out today. Mike Petriello had a great job on it. There's been a couple on The Athletic, but some interesting points of view, and they have valid points. They get kind of in depth because the WOBA numbers start to jump out a little bit, and I had to go to my baseball term glossary to figure that one out.
Ground ball towards third, backhanded on 2 hops by Bregman. His throw is low, but Yuli's been just about perfect this year in scoops as he makes that one for out number 2.
But it makes sense for opposing teams to have a tough time in the last couple of years because the pitching staffs have been so good for the Houston Astros. On the other hand, the offense for the Houston Astros is the ones that have been dealing with some issues. A lot of guys talk about how the defense is set up. The left fielder plays closer to the center fielder here at Minute Maid Park. So the gaps are smaller. There's less surface area in that outfield because the Crawford boxes, like you're saying, TK, are so close. You get pitched differently here because nobody wants to come into your wheelhouse on the inside corner if you're a right-handed hitter.
I think you'll see definitely more home runs here than most parks, but the doubles, you're right.
You're going to see more cheap home runs too.
Right.
Yeah.
But the doubles are cut down because those gaps are cut down between the outfielders.
Yep.
1-1 to count to Johnny Field.
But what that article went into and trying to figure out is we always talk about you got to elevate to celebrate. And the Astros are a team that actually, preach, create launch angle, get underneath the baseball and try and drive it. They actually don't hit as many fly balls here than they do on the road. They hit more ground balls at home.
George Springer doesn't have any issue with the lights on this one as he puts it away. Johnny Field retired. A 1-2-3 inning for Charlie Morton in the second.
The dynamic Jeff Bagwell brings to the broadcast booth when he joins Todd and Blum once a month like this Friday. Evan Gaddis talks about hitting the high ones, and Mike Stanton breaks down the balk call that scored the winning run against the Rangers. All that and more on Astros Bases Loaded after the game, only on AT&T Sportsnet. Todd.
Yuli Gurriel pops up the first pitch he sees, caught by Jake Bauers at first base. I love how Julia's read that promo the last couple of nights. I just ignored the AJ flipping the script on her.
I know. How come she doesn't approach that topic?
I don't know. I didn't want to read my own name, I guess. That's all there was to it. That was fun.
Case.
Hey, Ricky Henderson would read it that way.
Ooh.
He would have said, AJ flips the script on Julia. Just own it.
I am not as cool as Ricky Henderson. I don't have as much swag.
You might be racing as Ricky Henderson, though. In case fans aren't sure what we're talking about, when Julie was in Texas, normally she'll interview A.J. Hinch as part of our Friday night Bases Loaded segment. And A.J. just turned it around on her, and he said, I'm taking the interview over, and basically interviewed Julia.
It was beautiful.
It was well done. So that'll be part of Bases Loaded as well.
Would I be giving away too much information if A.J. was actually so looking forward to that opportunity?
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, he was anxious to get on that show and actually flip it around on Julia, and I thought he did a great job.
Created a stroll poll for us. Did all kinds of things. AJ, a friend of the broadcast on AT&T. Very lucky to have him, and following week he was able to go to the Negro League Museum with Julia. So those Fridays, you never know what you're going to see.
That's right. I was challenged by AJ to step it up this year, get creative. So
and you have, yeah, you've done a great job at it.
It's cool for me, some of these experiences like the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum. I mean, when you bring the manager, you get some VIP treatment. There's no lines.
Reddick pops one foul on the 2-2 pitch, but out of play. The funniest thing about, and we know it from how it was set up, about AJ flipping the script on Julia, was we had to make up all these stories for her because she had a setup of interviewing AJ out in the outfield with a field in the background. She had the whole thing.
She had big plans for that Arlington setup, but AJ completely pulled the rug out from underneath that.
2-2 pitches popped up again. This one playable. Adames and Echeverria are there. It's a Danny Echeverria who makes the play for out number 2. So a couple pop-ups this inning from the Astros. Baldy, 28 years old. Other than Luis Severino and Noah Syndergaard, he has the 3rd highest average velocity for a starter. He will throw that fastball about 43% of the time. Here's Evan Gattis. He likes the fastball. 6 for 20 in his career against Eovaldi with a home run, and he drills one foul down the right field line. On a pitch that came in at 98 miles an hour, and that fan made a nice catch.
He did. He was backing up Alex on that play and made a great snag. Here we go in the bottom right. You always got to have a good backup plan.
Save the dinners of the 2 guys on his left.
That's probably the more important point, yeah.
They had a full tray of food in front of them. 1-1 the count. Evan his last 32 with 39 runs batted in and a 1,058 OPS during that stretch. Takes a pitch for a strike. It's 1-2. Eovaldi's first start for the Tampa Bay Rays, he went 6 innings of no-hit baseball on May 30th, his first start of the season at the big league level. Came out obviously at that point because of a pitch count, as putting it away as Adames. 3 pop-ups in the inning. Gurriel, Reddick, and Gattis all pop up in a 1-2-3 second. here right off Center Field Street, and that is crazy, Brianna.
Yeah.
Hughes.
Yeah,
Crazy
it is.
how many people are still coming in.
The rings, I mean, who doesn't love the rings?
Everybody loves
I know, yeah, they're still coming in full force, so it was fun. We've got a packed house in here today, and you know, the fans are really supportive, and we're really excited to be able to do this for all the fans that were able to come out to tonight's game. So.
First of all, welcome. We
Thank
kind of
you.
threw you right in there.
I know.
Senior manager, promotion and events, and tonight is one of the biggest promotions we've ever seen.
Yes.
These fans bought these tickets in record fashion once you said everybody's going to get a ring.
That's correct. Yeah, we sold out of this game once we announced that, and I think about 4 or 5 hours. So we're really happy to hear that the fans are responding to the promotions and that they're excited about it. And you know, it's the first World Championship ring, so who doesn't want a piece of that?
Ground ball towards Correa. Kiermaier can run, and Carlos makes a quick transition to get him. I feel like it's show and tell tonight because you have brought so many different items with you. Let's start with the one closest to Blummer. That intrigues me.
This one right here.
So this is our Evan Gaddis and Brian Mccann bobblehead. It's a super bobblehead,
Can
right?
we just say this is awesome?
I know.
Yeah,
right?
you did a great job on this.
So this is our retail team. So this is something that's actually launching tomorrow. This has never been seen before. It's our Bobblehead of the Month program. So fans can, starting tomorrow, come to the team store and purchase this for $100. But it is unique and it's limited. So it's only 150 units that people can purchase. The one we did beforehand was the Springer World Series bobblehead. And that one sold out almost in 20 minutes. So
how many are available?
150 units. So you got to get there fast, head to the team store first thing in the morning. I mean, you don't want to miss out on this
Have
one.
you shown this to the guys?
I don't believe we have, actually.
Oh my gosh, this is incredible.
Yeah, it's great.
So the opposing checkered sweaters is outstanding.
Yes, a play on Step Brothers, if you
Yep.
will. So,
Did
you
we
know.
just become friends? It's awesome.
No, they're great. So you can pick that up tomorrow morning starting at 9 a.m. in the team store.
I'm glad I got mine early.
I have my eye on you.
Make sure you walk out with everything you rolled in with.
Right.
So we've got that. We've got the Strozone coming up.
Yeah, we got the Stros, and we've got our weekend kicking off, really. So, you know, want to remind fans that tickets are still available for the weekend, and we have a ton of great promotions happening all weekend long. So tickets start as low as $20, and they are still available, like I said. So head out to, you know, astros.com/tickets, pick those out, and then come out, join us for one of the weekend games.
All right, we've got a pop-up here, so we've got 2 quick outs. Let's get to everything we can.
Yeah.
Let's go weekend giveaways. The fedoras.
Yeah, we've got the Astros fedora. You know, it's an ever popular item that we've done for the past 3 or 4 years now. So this is presented by Goya. 10,000 fans will get this one. And then we've got this fun Yuli gnome.
That's Friday?
Yes, this is Friday.
Okay.
Yep, and then Friday is Saturday. Saturday is our Yuli gnome with the troll hair. So,
that's awesome.
That is
yeah,
spectacular.
it's pretty good, right? So 10,000 fans will get this upon entry on Saturday's game.
Important note, product not included.
Product not included, but he did go to the salon with Yuli. I don't know if you guys saw the video,
Yes, great
and he got
stuff.
his
That
hair
was
cut.
awesome.
So he is in perfect groomed shape there.
So there you go. That's Friday.
Yes, Friday and Saturday. And then Sunday we have our superhero day. So the special package has sold out, but you know, lots of really fun activations that are happening around the ballpark. We'll have face painters, we'll have caricature artists around the concourse, we'll have some costume Marvel characters here. It is our Marvel superhero day, so we're really excited to bring that to fans. But this is the promo item. Again, like I said, it's sold out, but it's so fun. It's Orbit as Thor.
It's Thorbit.
It's nothing
Sorry.
gets by you.
Man, that's awesome.
Yeah, no, this was a fun one, and I think fans are going to go crazy over that one.
2-1 the count to Bowers. Can I check out the Yuli
Yeah.
gnome so I can show it a little closer to the camera? This is cool. Yuli must love this one.
Oh yeah, when we showed it to him, he was like, "What? That's awesome!" So I think he had a good time with it, and I think the video clip, if you haven't seen it, I think says it all. He gives that thumbs up at the end, and you know,
it's very
seeing
well
him
done.
holding it was a lot of fun to shoot with him. He's such a good sport and just really great guy, easy to work with.
He
so.
can't change his hairstyle. He knows that,
I
right?
know,
Yeah,
I know.
It's got to stay.
Yeah, he's locked in for a while.
Yes, La Pina is here to stay. But also Sunday we have our picnic in the park, and want to remind fans that's a really awesome event, and proceeds benefit the Astros Foundation. Tickets are still available for that event as well. It's after the game on Sunday. And all of our players are scheduled to be there. They, every year this is one of the events where they come out and they participate and they hang out and they enjoy it because they get to bring their families out as well. But there's autograph sessions, there's inflatables, there's face painters, there's tons of activities, and you get to access the entire field if you purchase this ticket. So the ticket does include a game ticket to that game on Sunday. So it's really a great deal. And like I said, it benefits the Astros Foundation, goes towards good causes.
Well, I want to circle back to what we showed at the very beginning. So it's tomorrow, excuse me, going on sale this weekend?
Yeah, so the Evan Gaddis and Brian Mccann retail bobblehead, this will launch tomorrow at 9 a.m.
Tomorrow, 9 a.m.
9 a.m. in the retail store in Union Station.
Retail store Union Station.
Yep.
So there might be some people very interested.
You guys like lines, huh?
Well, I don't know if we like lines. No, we do. We enjoy. I mean, it's fun. It's great to create these kinds of promotions that really, draw people to the Astros organization. And we've got such fun players this year and in years past. But this team has been fun to watch and fun to support and fun to do ideas and creative branding pieces around them. So this speaks for itself, right? Like,
Absolutely.
This is exactly the kinds of things that we enjoy getting to do.
But you're right about
in
the guys, though.
world.
I mean, if they weren't as cool as they are, you might have a little bit of an issue, but those guys are so great together. And they play off it, too.
They do.
It would have been hilarious if the hats weren't on and the big old bald heads on there, too.
Yeah.
That's
But
awesome.
no, that's a tremendous
it's heavy,
item
too.
right
It's
there.
heavy. I mean, it's very legit.
Yeah,
And what's fun about that, so we do a different bobblehead every month. So this is the one coming up for this next month, but we'll have 150 units of each bobblehead that we do each month at retail. So this is this next month, and the Springer one that we did previously did super well. But $100 at the team store, and this can be yours.
There you go. And 3-0 count here to Wilson Ramos, and Charlie Morton walks. A little 2-out rally here for Tampa Bay as a couple of walks. Friday night fireworks too.
Yep, we've got fireworks presented by Occidental Petroleum. We've got our superhero theme kind of tying into the weekend's events. So that's always a fun event for folks that are coming out on Friday nights. We got our pregame happy hour that happens. So there's that pretty fireworks show there. But yeah, and then moving into next week too, we've got some really great promotions. We are doing a T-shirt Tuesday, which is a new promotion that we're doing. And basically it is a special ticket where you get to pick any of the previous Strozone T-shirt designs. So, we have the World Champions design that we've done, the Astros Royales design that we've done, the Coltrane design that we've done, and even some from last year, some of the fan favorites from last year. So that is Tuesday next week that fans can pick that out, and those are a couple of examples right there. But June 26th, it is a special ticket. The T-shirts are available on a first-come, first-served basis. So, we'll have limited amounts of each T-shirt design and each size for each T-shirt, but a fun way to get some of those designs that you might not have been able to get in previous Fridays due to the popularity of Strozone. So we're excited to be able to offer that.
And then Julia was promoting the Tony Kemp shirts before the game, which are pretty cool too.
Yeah, and actually we are excited to announce that Hugs for Homers is going to be our next Strozone T-shirt design. So
yes.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's going to be a different design than that. Obviously that's Tony Kemp's, and he's doing that for a great cause. But we are on July 6th going to be doing a Hugs for Home Runs T-shirt for Strozone. So fans can check that out. Definitely encourage you to purchase early, as these are selling out ahead of time.
Couple of walks and then 3 straight curveballs to get Joey Wendell. Brianna, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
thank you guys
stuff.
for having me on.
Appreciate that.
Show and tell.
It's going to be a busy few weeks here as the Astros are home a lot here in the next 3 weeks. Scoreless heading to the bottom of the third.
April 3rd, the Astros received their championship rings. They were gorgeous, and these guys thoroughly enjoyed it. They're rocking that gold gear for that championship opening couple of games, and it was a beautiful night. Those guys had big smiles on their faces, well-deserved, and a great job by the Houston Astros putting that ring together. The detail, the size of it, the beauty of it, well earned. And now the fans tonight, Astros stepping up and giving everybody who checks in tonight a ring. Fans enjoying it.
You know, that's a significant giveaway item.
Yes.
It's not like something you get out of a Cracker Jacks box or something. They really put some time into the detail of that. It's got a little weight to it. I think that's why they sold out in such a hurry when they put those replica rings back in there for a second promotion. Here's Brian Mccann with a called strike. It's kind of crazy to watch the crowds this week. I mean, it's Tampa Bay. A lot of changes, not a lot of name players on their roster right now. It's the middle of the week, Monday through Wednesday. As Brian Mccann sends one softly into center field, Kiermaier coming on, and he'll play it on a hop. Kiermaier thought about a dive. That's how he got hurt earlier in his career, but he ended up letting it drop in there right in front of him. He covers a lot of ground in center.
Yeah, he does cover a lot of ground. Usually he makes the phenomenal play, but you're right, there was a little bit of hesitation. Might have dropped just a little bit too far out in front. In on the hands of Mccann.
Any ball up in the air near center field, Kiermaier feels like he needs to make a play. 85 defensive run saves since 2015 is the most in baseball, despite missing significant time the last 3 years. Here's Tony Kemp. Kemp came on in last night's game after Marwin Gonzalez was ejected. Tony played left field last night. Ended up going 0 for 1. Overall in his last 15 games hitting .349. Hit hard, but at the second baseman Wendell to Echeverria, and his throw to first in time for the double play. Kemp, despite having pretty good speed, has hit into some double plays since being recalled from AAA Fresno.
Yeah, that one unfortunately was hit pretty hard, which lends itself to being an easier double play when that ball gets quickly to that first infielder. And it's just a simple flip and throw across.
So 2 outs, the bases are cleared as the 5th double play Kemp has hit into in 81 at bats. Here's George Springer. George struck out looking his first time up. Takes a pitch inside for a ball. Mentioning the sellout crowd tonight and all the giveaway items with Brianna Hughes, who joined us in the top half of this inning. Talking to a lot of people that I worked with over the years with Tampa Bay, they are just effusive in their praise for Astros fans and what they've seen in this series. Not just the numbers, which have been significant, 34,000 plus Monday, 37,000 plus last night, but how much they're into these games in the middle of June. They're making tons of noise. They said they just got through Yankee Stadium for a 4-game series, and this place feels like it's electric, like a playoff series in June, as they get a 1-2-3 inning here with the double play involved after the base hit. An 8-pitch inning for Nathan Eovaldi.
Check out today's Chevy Stroh poll. It's on Twitter. You follow us at ATT Sportsnet SW. That's where you'll find it. What's the best award in sports? Is it the Heisman Trophy, the Stanley Cup, the World Series Trophy, Commissioner's Trophy, or the Masters Green Jacket? We're going to reveal the results of this one later. I just wish all of them had a camera attached so you could watch the journey of the award or the trophy after the championship is won.
That could be dangerous.
Especially the Stanley Cup.
Yeah. Stanley Cup has the most stories to tell.
Yeah, that one's got a history. Comes with a little baggage.
The trophy tour was fun to keep up with this offseason. It was everywhere, all over Texas. It's great. Good for the fans to be able to see it who don't maybe live in the area, though, as well.
Well, the thing with the World Series trophy, there's always at least one handler, if not two, around the trophy at all times. The issue with the Stanley Cup is they will hand it off to a player for a given night.
That's a good point.
So there are some serious dings and dents.
Amongst other things.
Ground ball towards third. Two big hops for Alex Bregman, and he throws out of Thomas, hustling down the line for the first out of the fourth.
Tonight's Power Pitcher is brought to you by your local Ford dealers. Charlie Morton, 2-strike opponent batting average. As good as he was in 2017, he is off to an electric start in 2018, dropping that average to .097. Do not want to fall behind Charlie Morton. He goes to that nasty breaking ball. Also has the velocity to put you away. But that whiff percentage jumping to 36.2%. So if he and when he gets to that 2-strike count, usually goes Charlie's way.
It's been a strange year for Charlie in that he has had little blips where he loses his command. And we saw it again in this game when we had Brianna on in the third inning. He walked 2 in a row, but then when he gets to 2 strikes, he can really go to work. Because he's got that sinker that goes away. He's got that curveball that comes into left-handers.
Yeah, he was a no panic guy before he figured out velocity. Now he's a panic guy when you get to 2 strikes. You've got to worry a little bit.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, with an .097 batting average against in those 2-strike counts, he's given hitters the collywobbles.
He can also bring that 4-seam fastball up in the zone. That one's hit well past the diving Jose Altuve on one hop. Malik Smith, who stole a base last night, with a hit to right field. That is just the second hit allowed by Charlie Morton, but he has walked 3 and hit a batter.
It was a slider that flattened out a little bit. You could almost feel it out of the hand of Charlie. He knew wasn't going to have much break on it, hoping that Altuve could bail him out with a great play. Unfortunately, he couldn't.
Just the second hit on the trip for Malik Smith. He's now 2 for 20 as Carlos Gomez bats. Malik's on the move, and we saw this last night. Carlos swings at more first pitches than anybody else in the American League. And Malik's could not steal a base with Gomez up last night because he kept swinging at pitches. It's
unfortunate, too, because a couple times we've seen Malik Smith take off. He's had great jumps. He's already got great speed, but he's had some great jumps. And it's interesting, too, because Carlos Gomez has stolen a couple bases in his career. You think he'd respect the fact that Malik Smith wants to run himself into scoring position for him.
Now Charlie checks him at first. Malik's eventually stole the base, but it was with Adeiny Echeverria batting. Actually, it was with Kevin Kiermaier batting with 2 outs. Echeverria did take a couple of pitches to let him steal. Alex gets out to one of the bigger leads that we see, 12 feet, sometimes 13. That pitch down low. It's 1-1. 13 steals. Smith has been caught 7 times. He's 13 out of 20. There he goes. Gomez grounds one towards third. Nice play. Bregman to his left. Malik's going for third. Out at first. And a wide throw by Yuli into the outfield. And the Rays will score the first run on an error. Alex trying to take advantage of a vacated third base. Correa got over to cover, but Yuli with a wide throw.
Great play by Alex to get Carlos Gomez on that. And with him vacating third base, Malik Smith on the move, all kinds of action out there. You can see Carlos moving that way to back up Alex Bregman. If Yuli could have led Carlos Correa to the bag, it might have been a little bit different, but it's hard when you're chasing to cover that bag and the throw goes back the other way.
So on a ground ball to third, Malik Smith scores all the way from first base. Error on Yuli Gurriel, allowing the runner to score. Johnny Field, the batter, takes one outside for a ball. That's what speed can do for you.
Absolutely. Opens things up a little bit, forces that defense to make plays they're not accustomed to making.
Saw that big state of Florida hanging around that chain on his neck. He's born and raised in Tallahassee, went to Santa Fe College in Gainesville, now plays for the Tampa Bay Rays. 1-1 the count to Johnny Field. One and two. There is the Sunshine State adorned around his neck at all times. Doesn't get in his way stealing bases or putting pressure on the defense. Curveball chopped slowly down the third base side, and that is a foul ball. Johnny Field flied out to center his first time up. Charlie has thrown 66 pitches trying to get the final out of the fourth inning. Nathan Eovaldi's only thrown 37 pitches through 3. Little excuse me swing. McCann's going to have to come out and make the play, which he does, getting Field for the final out. So 3 ground outs and an unearned run in this inning, and Tampa Bay takes a 1-0 lead.
The Astros Foundation is teaming up to be a part of Turn the Page, a community effort to help Houston's childhood literacy crisis. On June 25th through 27th, the Astros will host a children's book drive where fans can donate used or new books at any entrance gate at Minute Maid Park.
We go to the bottom half of the fourth inning. Astros down 1-0. Both teams with 2 hits. The error in that last inning allowing the run to score. As Nathan Eovaldi faces Bregman, Altuve, and Correa. Eovaldi only needing 20 pitches to get through the last 2 innings. Double play in the mix didn't hurt. Alex hit a soft line drive to the second baseman his first time up. Takes a pitch for ball one. Mentioned the Evaldi and Alvin, Texas connection with the Ryan family. Nolan, of course, from Alvin, and Reed Ryan, the team president of the Astros, knows Nathan pretty well. Family still lives in Alvin. Nathan staying there during this trip into Houston to take on the Astros. He was born in Houston. Had his first Tommy John surgery while he was in Alvin High School. Dr. David Littner, who's the team physician for the Astros, was the one who performed that surgery. That was back in the 2007 season. 2-1 pitch is fouled away by Bregman. It's 2-2.
That baseball world is a small universe, isn't it? Mm-hmm. A lot of good ball players have come out of Texas.
Just the second time Evaldi's pitched here. The last time with the Yankees was actually the first time he had a chance to meet Nolan. And he was very excited after hearing all the stories, but never having met Nolan prior to that start as a Yankee back in 2015.
Well, even as a player, you know, you have the expectation of meeting a guy like Nolan Ryan, and his presence on the mound was very intimidating. So you go into meeting a guy like that, and then you're from the same hometown. But Nolan Ryan's one of the more humble and appreciative guys of other baseball players. He's a great conversation, but that had to be a pretty cool meeting for Nathan Evaldi.
Reed said he probably would have been drafted higher than the 11th round, where he was taken in the 08 draft by the Dodgers, but he didn't pitch much in the postseason because there was a little bit of a health scare in the area, and they really curtailed the amount of games played in the postseason. So Evaldi pitched just one game, wasn't seen maybe by as many scouts as he could have in the postseason, as Bregman goes down looking for strikeout number 3. So he was an 11th round steal by the Dodgers, and then traded to the Marlins in 2012. Hanley Ramirez involved in that deal with Randy Choate. Traded to the Yankees in 2014, and then after Tommy John surgery number 2, he was released by the Yankees. And the Rays said, we can offer you 2 years, knowing that the first year is going to be a rehab year. For a guy coming off Tommy John surgery, that's not a bad deal, and that's maybe the only way a team like Tampa Bay with a smaller budget can get an arm as a free agent that throws 98. Breaking ball misses inside.
Well, it gives you an idea of what they think of Nathan Evaldi, too. That one staying up and in, not breaking to Jose Altuve. First breaking ball we've seen from Nathan Evaldi.
Altuve drives one deep to left field. This game is tied. Jose Altuve up on the train tracks. Train number 27 has just left Union Station.
You know, a lot of times in talking about Jose Altuve, I'll call him adorable, but there was a little bit of angst behind that swing. 101.7 off the barrel of Jose Altuve, who was sitting on that cut fastball. That was actually more of a slider at 86 miles an hour. Altuve picked that one up pretty good out of the hand and absolutely obliterated that to left field. Adjustment to the, it's still getting harder off the bat. Keeps picking up miles per hour. It's up to 102.4 off the bat. Estimated 410 feet.
He knew it right away. That was crushed. Here's Carlos Correa. Big swing at 98. Correa misses. It's 0-1. Fouled out of play. The cutter at 92. It's 0-2.
Some of the numbers we talk about on StatCast, and that nice green line gives you an idea how far that thing's going up onto the tracks. Perfect mile per hour and launch angle to create that mega bomb.
So can Bobby Dynamite go grab that baseball now? He's pretty much stopped the train right where that ball landed.
His job may not be done yet.
They kind of rattle around on the tracks up there.
He's got to wait until the inning's over. He may have to toot his horn up there. Never know.
There's Bobby chilling out right where that home run landed. Seen Julia up there riding that train earlier this season. Ground ball towards the hole. Echeverria from deep shortstop. Correa beats it out. Carlos Correa, an infield hit.
We'd really like to see the Astros start to string together some hits, even if they are of the infield variety. Did a good job of staying on that. We're seeing a couple more sliders out of Eovaldi here. Second time through the order. But so far in this inning, 2 sliders have ended up in a home run and an infield hit.
Here's Yuli Gurriel. I'm with you on the Correa at bat because he was able to beat him with some fastballs that first AB, and he hadn't put a good swing on a fastball. But I guess with a guy like Carlos Correa, you're always concerned he's eventually going to tie me up.
Or if he's going to make that immediate adjustment too.
There's a wrinkle to Gurriel for a strike. From the slider in there for a called strike. It's 1-1. He only popped up his first time up. Fouled out of play. It's 1-2.
And according to the numbers we have, that first time through the order, he is heavy on the fastball. Eovaldi is at almost 48%. Then it drops down to 40% that second time through, and that slider jumps from 17.5% to 23%.
Oh, that curveball he threw to Altuve kind of backed him off the plate. Bowers gives it a look and runs out of room. That was the first curveball he's thrown to a righty this year.
Well, that's amazing. And now that I have the sheet up that has the tendencies and things like that, he's only thrown 2% curveballs the entire season so far. Granted, it's only 4 starts,
right,
but still, that's a pretty good number.
So you're saying, all right, this is Altuve. He just doubled off me the first time up. I got to think about something that I normally don't do.
Yeah, exactly. I've got to throw a little bit of a wrinkle in there and maybe catch him off guard with it. All he did was tick him off.
Yuli towards the middle. Echeverria backhand throw to covering Willie Adames at second for the fours. Gurriel able to live on the fielder's choice.
Good play by Adini Echeverria to get that first out.
He's a guy that's probably available right now to any team that may need a shortstop. The Rays have openly discussed the fact that Willie Adames is their shortstop they want to see for the future. And Echeverria getting a start today at short with Adames moving over to second base. Matt Duffy getting the day off, so Wendell moving from second to third. But Echeverria may see his playing time dwindle, and the Rays would be happy to move him if they can find the right opportunity. Josh Reddick foul territory with the pop-up, and Adames puts it away. Second time Reddick has popped up tonight.
Altuve got a hanging slider and launched that thing well over the Crawford boxes onto the train tracks to get the Astros on the board.
Home game at Minute Maid Park is Kroger Family Sunday. Bring the whole family out to the ballpark with a family 4-pack that includes 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, and 4 sodas. 4-packs start at only $70. Visit astros.com/Sundays for tickets and for more information. We are hoping for some more hugs for homers. That got really hot on the undefeated road trip for the Houston Astros here recently. Every time Gaddis hit a homer, he was embraced by Tony Kemp, who Tony actually said, I think he's 100 pounds heavier than I am, so it just works between those. Well, Hugs for Homers, guys, took off, and now it's in the form of a shirt. They are selling T-shirts, but they are also selling with the proceeds going to a great cause in the Astros Youth Academy. Tony Kemp was all over it. He got right on it. There's a process that had to be done, but it happened pretty quickly, and the shirts are already in the clubhouse. There it is. So if you follow Tony Kemp, he's at Tony Kemp on Twitter. If you follow him on Instagram, you can find the information. It's Breaking Tea. You can find the information on how to get one. But again, all proceeds going to a great cause. Good by Tony. Evan Gaddis definitely approves, guys.
It's a great logo.
No, it's phenomenal. The whole Hugs for Homers, it fits. It's a great name. A couple of great guys. Good cause, homers.
Tony making a very nice play in the first inning to keep the bases loaded with 2 outs. Here's a Danny Echeverria 3-pitch strikeout for Charlie Morton, getting Kevin Kiermaier, and he starts off Echeverria with a breaking ball for a strike. Echeverria hitting a soft pop-up to Yuli Gurriel, and then a regular pop-up to him. Slider misses away, or curveball misses away. It's 1-1. Echeverria 5 for 20 in his career with a couple of doubles against Morton. Ball's hit hard. Kemp going back, and he will line it up and make the play as he rolls over backwards at his knees. Ball sank on him a little bit as he tells George Springer he caught a sinker.
There's some Wimbledon action on this baseball. A little top hand, little overhand spin. Came at him like a breaking ball.
More than half of the catches Kemp makes, he's on the ground.
Yeah, don't take your eyes off him. You don't know what's going to happen out there. Kemping it.
Yes, Kemping it easy. 2 outs, nobody on. Here's Jake Bowers. It's a long process when you become a major leaguer, and Bowers only playing in 14 games so far. But just watching him this series, he gets good at bats. Doesn't seem like he speeds things up at all. Pops this one out of play. For a guy who's only 22 years old, to bat number 3 in the lineup, and I know they've had a lot of moves. They don't have their same guys in there from last year, but Tampa Bay thinks a lot of this young first baseman. Doubled in a walk tonight against Charlie Morton. And misses the breaking ball. It's 0-2.
He's actually stayed back on that breaking ball from Charlie pretty good. This is not an easy series for the Tampa Bay Rays coming in. My goodness, Garrett Cole, Justin Verlander, Charlie Morton. These guys are similar, but they're kind of not, because they're going to mix up those tendencies, and they all have high velocity, but there's just different release points and different movements.
I saw a couple Rays before the game. I mentioned that the 6 hits allowed by Verlander last night matched the most he's allowed in his 21 starts as an Astro, and they said, wait, what?
Yeah.
We had the most hits?
Well,
6?
And it's only 6. Keep that in mind, too. It's not a 10-hit game. That was just 6.
I couldn't believe it, because Justin will go 7 innings on a regular basis, and for him to never give up more than 6 hits in any of his 21 Astros starts in the regular season. Kind of phenomenal.
It is impressive. And we're sitting up here going, 6 hits?
And when you think about it, the go-ahead run, which Bowers was a part of, he grounded a ball on the right side that moved the runner to third.
Yep.
That brought the infield in. Wilson Ramos chops one off the top of the glove of Yuli Gurriel. That's an easy ground out if Yuli's playing normal depth.
Absolutely. And you need the Astros offense not to put up any runs.
Yeah. 3-2 pitch. Another good plate appearance by Jake Bauers as he shows patience after being down in the count. Charlie's walked 4 for the 3rd consecutive start. 6-4, now 4 tonight. And with that, Brian Mccann wants to go out and talk to his starting pitcher.
It's now 7 of his starts. He's had at least 3 walks or more in 7 of those starts this season for Charlie Morton. So it's something he's accustomed to pitching with, is the traffic out there.
Gun show out there.
No doubt.
Well, the walks are starting to build up. As we mentioned, his last 3 starts, he's up to 14 of them in 13 2/3 innings.
The first 2 times through the order, Charlie Morton threw 14 curveballs. The first 3 hitters in this inning, he's thrown 8. So getting heavy on that breaking ball.
Runner on the move. Wilson Ramos swing and a miss, and we might have interference at home plate on Wilson Ramos, and we do. That means Malik Smith Jake Bauers does not end up with a stolen base. He will head back to first base. Bauers is wondering what's going on.
I'm wondering how I score that.
No play.
Do-overs. I love do-overs.
Nothing you saw just happened.
Yep.
Except for the strike.
And we need the neuralizer from Men in Black. Got hit on the backswing.
Good call right away by Nick Lentz.
Really was.
So that's one where it's almost like you have a delayed penalty, because if they would have thrown him out, it would have counted. Altuve really moving a long way to his left, getting Wilson Ramos to ground out to end the inning. Nice play by the Astros second baseman to end the 5th. Here are your clues tonight. 15 MLB seasons. South Bend, happy birthday. If you have a guess or you know the answer, you can send that to @ATT Sportsnet SW. Bottom half of the 5th inning, all tied at 1. This has been a close series all the way through. 1-run game Monday, one run game last night, and now we're tied at 1 with Evan Gattis batting. Bottom 3rd of the order, Gattis, Brian Mccann, Tony Kemp. Evan popped up his first time up. Swings to the first pitch from Eovaldi and grounds one foul.
Evan got a pitch to hit last time, missed it. See if he gets one here and is able to get a little more through the baseball and drive it into a gap, get things going here for the Astros.
Baldy ahead of the count, 0-2.
That is a sweeping slider at 86.
Pitch count in good order as he starts inning number 5. Throwing just 60 pitches with an 0-2 count. Yanks the fastball, the cutter, it's 1-2. Baldy, the 12th pitcher in Major League history to go through 2 Tommy John surgeries and then start a game in the major leagues. His teammate Johnny Venters became the 13th. Venters part of that bullpen opening pitcher rotation. Saw Ryan Stanek start the first game of the series as the opening pitcher for Tampa Bay, and then we saw him bridge the gap between the starter and the closer last night. Stanek will pitch the next game for Tampa Bay. They have an off day tomorrow. They'll start a series over the weekend against New York, and Stanek is the opening starter in that one. It is a new form of baseball, and the Rays are trying to figure it out as they go along. Evaldi's a normal starter. Last night's guy, Blake Snell, a normal starter. The rest of it is all in the bullpen until Chris Archer comes back. Orbit very sad. Chris Archer's on the DL and not with the team on this trip.
Might explain why he's so depressed.
Hasn't been his favorite series. That's not Orbit, but that's how he's feeling.
Thank you, Captain Obvious.
Swing made a strikeout for Nathan Eovaldi. He had 2 strikeouts in the first inning. That's his 3rd of the game.
Some elevated heat at 96. A lot of those pitches down and away in that zone with a cutter and that slider. Eventually tried to speed things up and got it past Evan Gattis up in the zone.
Eovaldi's the guy you faced during your career.
I faced him when he was just a young kid coming up with the Dodgers. And it was an uncomfortable AB. He came out of the bullpen, and it was really that first wave of guys that started to throw in the mid to upper 90s and kind of had that short arm delivery. The ball got on you in a hurry. There was a slight little cut to it.
Breaking ball for a called strike. Mccann has one of the hits for the Astros tonight. Houston with 4 hits to Tampa Bay's 2. Pop foul, headed out of play. Baldy has only thrown 7 first pitch strikes of 17 ABs. Yet once he's been getting behind 1-0, he's been able to work back into counts quickly, like this one to Mccann. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts. 2 strikeouts in the first, now 2 strikeouts in the 5th.
Split?
Yeah, look that way. Hasn't thrown it that much.
No, that's not fair. 90 miles an hour. Good movement down the zone, getting the swing over the top from Brian. Wow.
Throw that splitter more often than not to lefties. Throws it almost as much as he does the cutter to lefties. Here's Tony Kemp. We haven't seen that pitch as much tonight, though, as Kemp takes a fastball for ball 1. Tony hit the ball hard, but he grounded into a double play his last time up. This one towards short. Echeverria gobbles it up, and he bobbles it, and Kemp is still out. Close play at first. AJ's going to want to review this momentarily. Echeverria almost turned that into an error as he bobbled it before finally getting Kemp. Kemp believes he's out. And AJ says no review necessary. So a 1-2-3 inning for Nathan Eovaldi. We head to the 6th in a 1-1 game.
AT&T Sportsnet is looking each month for the biggest baseball fan in the Southwest Arkansas. June is your month, so use the hashtag UltimateSWFan, ARK, on Twitter and show us why you're the ultimate fan and you could win a VIP experience. Watch the Astros all season long on their TV home, AT&T Sportsnet. Those are some ultimate fans right there. Hey, guys, real quick on Charlie Morton now, coming off that start where he did feel a little bit better. He had a rough start to June and didn't really like the way that he was throwing the ball. Said at times he didn't know where the ball was going. But for him, he knew he could just put it together, get back on the mound, take a deep breath, reevaluate, and feel good about things pretty quickly. Even after that last start, they asked him if it felt good to kind of bounce back and have a better performance. And he wanted to reiterate that he was not panicking about the things that were happening in the 3 starts prior to that. He knew he was fine. So Charlie Morton, definitely okay with what's going on. He has a good perspective about everything and learns from his mistakes, TK.
He does, and he answers questions with more thought than I think any player I can remember. He pauses, he thinks about it. It's a measured response. So he's not just taking these questions and he's diving deep into how he feels, because I've never seen a guy who just is that honest and that open with almost every question. He'll pause. You watch him tonight in the post-game show.
Until you ask him how great he is or how did you develop this fastball? And he just kind of shrugs it off.
He goes, I have no idea.
Yeah.
0-2 pitches, a fastball in at 97. It's 1-2.
Yeah, very humble guy. Very thoughtful.
Fun to be around.
He is. Yeah, he's one of those guys that's always saying hello. He's gracious when you see him in the in the hotel lobby or on the plane.
Wendell stays alive on a fastball at 96. Charlie's sitting at 85 pitches right now, starting the 6th inning. He's allowed only 2 hits. The walks have driven the pitch count up a little bit. He has walked 4. Bowers twice and Ramos twice. He's also hit a batter. Hit Joey Wendell his first time up. Wendell grounds one towards first. Yuli will take it himself. And that's 1 out in the 6th.
We've got some league leaders. They're going to be brought to you by Houston Methodist. Team ERA threw a couple of dates on the left-hand side. You can see early on, extremely low. The starter ERA at 1.93. And you expect it to gradually go up a little bit, but they started so low that these numbers are still pretty good. The overall ERA at 2.89 and sustaining itself right there between June 5th and June 19th. It's pretty impressive. And like TK said in our open, we're about almost halfway through the season with a sub-3 team ERA.
Now, one little bump from the 2-2 range to the 2-9 range was when they played Cleveland, New York, and Boston in successive series. As Willie Adames bats with 1 out and nobody on, is down on the count 0-2. We'll hit the halfway point of the season in this homestand. Middle game of a 3-game series against Toronto, which will be next Tuesday.
Another interesting thing about that stat too, even though that ERA has risen a little bit, it's also kind of coincided with the Astros offense getting warmer and warmer too, giving them some early leads early on. So really that some of those elevated ERAs or some of those games where they've given up 3-4 runs really haven't come back to hurt them, whereas in April might have been a little more concerning. Even the coaching staff can't believe it. They have to look the numbers up.
The numbers they see, they're very happy with. The combination of most runs scored in baseball and fewest runs allowed also in the game. That happened with the Astros' 10-game winning streak. They moved into first place in both of those categories. May end up being the first team to 400 offensively in terms of runs scored. They've been a little quiet the last couple of nights with the offense. 1 run last night, 1 run so far through 5 tonight. Charlie with a count of 2-2 on Willie Adames, who is flied out to left on a nice diving catch by Tony Kemp and also grounded out to Bregman. Adames, like Jake Bauers, just 22 years old. had his major league debut just about a month ago, May 22nd. Hit a home run in that game against Chris Sale, the Red Sox. His only home run so far in the season. And he goes down swinging on the breaking ball. Charlie Morton picks up strikeout number 4, and there's 2 away in the 6th.
Charlie's doing a great job working that bottom portion of the zone. Eventually breaking off that curveball well down in the zone. That was a pretty good pitch, setting him up down in the zone.
Here's Malik Smith. His speed, the only reason that Tampa Bay has a run in this game. On the move with a ground ball to third. Smith went to third on the ground ball out, and then the throw by Yuli Gurriel back across the diamond got away and allowed Malik to score the only run of the game for Tampa Bay. Charlie's only allowed the 1 run, and it was unearned. Smith's also lined out to center field, a ball that George Springer had a little difficulty with the lights. Charlie starts him off with a breaking ball this time for ball 1.
All 4 of Charlie's walks this evening have come with 2 outs.
Interesting, not closing out those innings.
Nope.
2 outs and nobody on in the first, ended up with the bases loaded. 2 outs and nobody on in the third, ended up with first and second. A little different way to give signs right now for Brian Mccann. Not going to the fingers down, just going to taps on the body. 2-1 the count. They have 3 or 4 different signs they'll go through in the course of any start, and then it changes up when a guy goes to second base. So he's got those fingernails lit up for no reason. Fluorescent yellow. Don't need to see the fingers, at least right now, with those signs. Ground ball to second. 2 hops for Altuve. And a 1-2-3 inning for Charlie Morton. We head to the bottom half of the 6th inning, still tied at 1. Baseball on AT&T Sportsnet is brought to you by Rooms to Go. Huge savings on living rooms, bedrooms, and more during our Hot Buy sale. Buy Jack in the Box. Try the $4.99 Jack Spicy Chicken Club combo with toasted sourdough. And buy Volkswagen. Replica rings given out tonight to every single fan in attendance. A sold-out house at Minute Maid Park as George Springer leads off and fouls one back to the screen. Springer top of the order, followed by Alex Bregman and Jose Altuve. Georgia struck out looking and also popped up to short. Baldy has 4 strikeouts tonight. He's also been able to get 5 different hitters to pop one up on the infield. That was Springer 0-2. Check swing, and that heads back to the crowd. Evaldi starting Springer off with a strike this inning. That has not been commonplace. 7 out of 18 first pitch strikes. He did have a start against the Nationals earlier this year where he had 22 first pitch strikes. Tonight he's been working from behind in the count more often than not, but then getting right back in it. George stays alive.
Yeah, and falling behind and being able to get back into these at-bats gives you an idea of how good Nathan Evaldi's stuff can be. High velocity, again, pitching at 97 with that fastball, but to really feel that cut fastball, 93, 94, has made these Astro hitters uncomfortable.
Throwing the cutter a lot.
Yeah.
This ball's driven deep to left center field. George Springer all the way back and gone. Astros lead this game 2-1.
Didn't fool him on that one.
Pitch. Springer hits his team-leading 15th home run of the year.
Man, that is a pitch that just leaked right down the middle part of the plate, and George pummels this baseball. 107 miles an hour off the bat. Estimated 437 feet over the gas pump. That's an impressive shot. Saw the fist pump on the way down to first base, too. He was excited to make pretty good contact with that baseball.
Here's Alex Bregman. Bregman drives one to left field. This ball's going to be gone. Back-to-back jacks. Springer and Bregman. And the Astros lead 3-1.
Couple of Crawford crushers making some noise here at Minute Maid.
Sold out crowd fired up right now, still on their feet as Altuve takes a pitch for a strike. Some loud home runs from those two back-to-back. Chance of MVP, looking for 3 in a row. Haven't heard this much since the playoffs last year. Two and one.
Yeah, Tampa Bay is being indoctrinated into the juice box.
Has just left Union Station. It's been more than 10 years since the Astros have been back-to-back home runs, and they've done so tonight for a 4-1 lead. Tony Kemp's giving out a lot of hugs. Correa into center field, coming on Kiermaier, and he will make the play for the first out.
Woo. A lot of action out here. Alex Bregman at the dish. He gets a hold of one. Launches it into the Crawford box. And Altuve is another pretty legit bomb going after Bobby Dynamite up there in that train. It's his second shot up onto the tracks.
Maybe in a flashback with the MVP chance to that Boston series.
Jose Altuve's home run just underneath that 05 National League Championship banner. 112 miles an hour, an estimated 443 feet. Woo. My goodness.
What?
That'll make your hair stand up.
One and one to Yuli, and Yuli fouls one back. Springer his 15th, Bregman his 11th, Altuve his 7th. And you see the last combination to do so, May 2nd of 2008, Miguel Tejada, Lance Berkman, and Carlos Lee against Milwaukee.
I mean, that is just leg kicking and leaning into it.
Visions of game 1 of the ALDS against Chris Sale and the Boston Red Sox. Altuve said he had never hit 3 home runs in any type of game before that night. He's got 2 right now. We're just in the 6th inning. Uriel staying alive. The Rays have bullpen action going, as Nathan Eovaldi came into this inning with just 71 pitches, but 3 consecutive home runs. And another local product, Austin Pruitt, warming up for Tampa Bay. Pruitt lives in the Woodlands. Ground ball towards second. Right there is Adames, and that is 2 away. Well, there wasn't a whole lot of offense for the last 2 nights for the Astros. Just 2 runs combined over 14 innings. But then in the span of 3 batters, they eclipsed that total with 3 home runs.
Yeah, they're definitely turning it up a notch, and it's good to see.
Getting coach Dave Hudgens and Jose Altuve going through some swing thoughts after that home run. The crazy part about the 3 consecutive home runs, there wasn't a whole lot of loud contact against Eovaldi before those 3 came up.
Not at all.
He had allowed a few hits along the way, but the Altuve home run earlier obviously was well struck. But beyond that, he was doing a good job keeping the Astros off balance. And then Springer, Bregman, Altuve, and Tony Kemp had to give out 3 big hugs during that inning.
It's been interesting with the Tampa Bay Rays and their analytic philosophies that they do have over there, opening starters and things like that. But one of the things that we've noticed over the last couple of years in watching the Tampa Bay Rays is they really don't like having their starters face a lineup 3 times. So guess what? 3rd time through the order, home run, home run, home run. So it kind of plays into that theory that they have in Tampa Bay, that 3rd time through the order, the offense kind of figures you out a little bit.
Reddick grounds 1 foul. Josh has a couple of pop-up outs tonight, looking for his first hit, down to the count 0-2. Four solo home runs tonight for A.J. Hinch's squad. It's the 3rd time it's happened this year. Most home runs in a game for the Houston Astros. And Josh Reddick bidding for a hit, but a great leaping catch by the young second baseman Willy Adames. Damage done, 4-1 lead.
There's a movie on tonight. And it's called the Three Amigos. Right at the top of the order for the Houston Astros, George Springer, Alex Bregman, and finished off with Mighty Mouse. World MLB All-Star Ballot is open and online. Make sure your favorite Astros are represented on this year's squad by voting at astros.com/vote. Catch all the excitement of the 89th MLB All-Star Game presented by MasterCard, July 17th, live on Fox.
Jose Altuve taking over the most votes for the American League. He has less than a 4,000 vote lead over Mookie Betts, who was the early leader after one round. Now Altuve has garnered the most attention. Carlos Correa has moved into the second in the shortstop voting behind Manny Machado. And Tampa Bay's Wilson Ramos has the most votes at catcher. Carlos Gomez, first pitch swinging against the new pitcher, lines one to short. Hit it hard, but Carlos Correa there for the out. Brad Peacock taking over in the seventh.
Pitched last night. What an inning. Couple of strikeouts. It's become the standard here recently of Brad Peacock. 29 appearances. Starting to rack up some of those strikeouts. 42 on the season. And slider getting much better.
Now he'll face Johnny Field. Charlie Morton now has a chance to be the winning pitcher in this game, and he was coming out either way as Brad Peacock had been warming to start the bottom half of the sixth inning, but the Astros put up 3 in the bottom of the sixth. So now Morton leaves with a 4-1 lead. Charlie gave up just 1 run. It was unearned in 6 innings of 2-hit baseball. Morton did walk 4, and he did hit a batter and struck out 4 in those 6 innings. Peacock ahead of the young right fielder 0-2. And doesn't get a chase with that slider. It's 1-2. Chris Davinsky now warming up. And now the slider gets chased. Brad Peacock picks up his first strikeout. 5 overall for Astros pitching. 2 away in the 7th.
Man, it's a good slider. That's really what changed Brad Peacock's season last year. Kind of eluded him early on in the season, but he's getting that thing back.
Yeah, it's looked better. We saw it in that one strikeout on the road where he got out of a bases loaded 2-out situation to preserve a lead for the Astros as part of their 10-0 road trip. And even though it was just the one batter in that one outing, we thought maybe back then that that could be a good sign of things to come. He's been really on point since then. Kevin Kiermaier 0 for 3 tonight. Kiermaier 0 for 5 in his return off the DL last night. Slowly hit towards first. Peacock will flip it to Yuli just in time to get the speedy Kiermaier. Brad Peacock, a 1-2-3 seventh inning.
Good play by Brad. Take your time, gather yourself. Good flip.
To watch the Astros than ever before. Download the AT&T Sportsnet app from iTunes or Google Play, or go to attsportsnet.com to stream from your computer. Log in with your cable account and you're all set. Available to those who have AT&T Sportsnet in their TV subscription. Subject to blackouts. Territorial restrictions apply. TK.
All right, Julia, this crowd is fired up right now, enjoying a seventh inning stretch here deep in the heart of Texas. 4-1 lead. They just watched for the first time in over 10 years. 3 Astro hitters go back-to-back-to-back, hitting home runs. Last inning, Springer, Bregman, and Altuve.
Uh-oh. You know you've arrived when you've got a fat head.
Is that close to you, Julia?
Where do I find that? Oh, it's probably my mom.
New pitcher for the Tampa Bay Rays is Austin Pruitt.
Amazingly enough, we haven't seen Austin Pruitt yet in this series coming out of that Tampa Bay bullpen. They've got 11 guys down there. I'm not sure they have enough chairs or maybe some bleachers. But a fastball at 92 miles an hour, changeup, curveball, and a slider.
Pruitt pitching in home today. Kid who grew up in the Woodlands. High school alma mater is Woodlands College Park. And also a Houston Cougar, as he gets Evan Gattis to pop one high in the air to right, giving Johnny Field some time, and it still drops. Base hit for Evan Gattis on a pop double that landed just fair down the right field line. That worked out well.
Yeah, sometimes you go to the play with all the hope in the world. Feels like you haven't gotten a hit in weeks, and then you sky one and you drop your head. Start running towards first, and then you find out it drops. And you're standing on second base with a double.
Wiped out part of the foul line down there, but couldn't come up with a baseball. So in the combination that we saw earlier with the Step Brothers theme, see if they can pay off with a run here. The bloop double by Gattis, and now Brevin McGattis' cohort, Brian Mccann, is at the plate.
That was a good one.
Based on our Twitter responses to that, Bobblehead. There are going to be people out here early tomorrow, and there's a lot of people that can't get here that are in other states or other parts of the country that want us to somehow get them one. I don't know how to do that.
I was going to say there's going to end up being a resale opportunity of some kind, or they're going to have to make more because, yeah, as soon as that thing popped on screen, everybody was like, wait a minute, I got to get me one of those.
Very limited edition tomorrow, going on sale at the team store here at Minute Maid Park at 9 a.m. Brian Mccann with a 1-1 count.
Yeah, bobbleheads are cool, but they're they're a little fragile at times. They're a little bit smaller, but that thing was pretty substantial. That was a statuesque form of Evan Gattis and Brian Mccann.
Mccann grounds one to first. He will be the first out of the inning, but in the process, he moves Evan Gattis over to third. So quality at bat, productive for Brian Mccann. Now the Rays down 4-1. Will have to bring the infield in with Tony Kemp batting. Austin Pruitt from the Woodlands in place of Nathan Eovaldi from Alvin. Eovaldi goes 6 innings of 4-run baseball tonight. In command until those 3 consecutive home runs, had pitched well to that point. Then Springer, Bregman, and Altuve all got him in the 6th. Oh, and 1 to Kemp. And there's a base hit through the drawn-in infield. Kemp's thinking about 2. Astros lead 5-1. Kemp's now in between, and he will scamper back to first, and he is out at first base. RBI single by Tony Kemp, a little over aggressive on the turn. The Astros add 1 to the lead. It's now 5-1.
Quick scouting report from Gattis to Bregman. But yeah, as good as that swing was from Tony Kemp, getting that base hit to right field, Evan Gattis freezes on the line drive. Smart, knows he's going to score easy as soon as it gets to the outfield. But yeah, that's one of the more aggressive turns I think you're ever going to see in baseball. Didn't work out too well.
Here's George. George hitting his team-leading 15th home run his last time up. He started a string of 3 consecutive home runs. George 1 for 3 on the night. That hit against the Baldy, the home run he had, was his first in 9 at-bats in his career. Austin Pruitt for the first time. Count of 2-2. Springer tries to hold up and does, and now the count is run full. Stefanski's been warming up after a 1-2-3 inning for Brad Peacock, and now after getting ahead of the count on Springer, Pruitt ends up walking him with 2 outs in the 7th. Astros tickets start as low as $20 for this weekend's games against the Royals. That's right, $20 to see the world champion Astros take on the Kansas City Royals. Come see your favorite stars, Altuve, Correa, Springer, and more for the best deal that you'll find all season long. Tickets are still available at astros.com/tickets. Here's Alex Bregman. Bregman sends one towards right center field. Well hit on the move. Kiermaier, and he puts it away with a nice running catch on the warning track. Bregman bidding for extra hits and an RBI, extra bases and an RBI. Instead, he's retired for the final out. 5-1, Houston. Let's check out tonight's attendance, brought to you by Cricket Wireless. A big one tonight. We knew it would be a sellout. 43,409. Not only a sellout, but the largest crowd in a regular season game since opening day 2015, more than 3 years ago. Big crowd. They packed them in tonight. And 43,409 replica rings were given away.
And a taco jersey.
I like that one. New pitcher for the Astros, Chris Davinsky.
Seen Devo since Kansas City.
First pitch lined into left for a base hit by Adeiny Echeverria.
Last time out in Kansas City, Devo threw an inning, a couple of strikeouts on the season, putting up some great numbers again. That ERA well under 2, 34 strikeouts and 27 2/3 innings pitched.
Now Davinsky will face the number 3 hitter Jake Bauers, who's been on base all 3 times tonight. A double, a couple of walks against Charlie Morton. Charlie for 6. Brad Peacock gets an inning. And now Davinsky in the 8th. Called strike. There they are.
It's a pretty cool shot. Represent. H-Town strong. Coming out in droves tonight.
Yeah, the crowds have been phenomenal this whole series. We knew way back when they put tickets on sale for this special giveaway night that this would be a sellout. But prior to that in the series, 34,151 on Monday and 37,414 on a Tuesday. Again, this is coming against a Tampa Bay team that has changed a lot of faces. No big superstar draws, so to speak. They were very kind to the Astros last year, allowing them to host a couple of games against the Rangers during Hurricane Harvey. But in terms of a draw, this is just full out love from H-Town with your defending champions. Swing and a miss, the changeup. Jake Bauers has probably not seen too many changeups that good. That's strikeout number 1 for Devo.
Today's defensive rankings are brought to you by GMC. The Astros have only turned 48 double plays. We know they've hit into plenty, but only turning 48 means that's the second fewest in Major League Baseball. You might be a little bit concerned about that, but a lot of it has to do with the fact that their pitching staff does an unbelievable job of creating swing and miss. So if you're swinging and missing, you're contributing to the fact that they lead the league in strikeouts.
Here's a guy that hits into a lot of double plays, Wilson Ramos.
Devo threw a pretty wicked changeup that last pitch to get a guy who's proven to be a tough out in Jake Bauers.
Ramos has grounded into 15 double plays. That is second in the American League. And we could see one here, slowly hit though, and Bregman a little backhand to Altuve, they turn it anyhow. Sleight of hand by Alex Bregman, cutting in front of Carlos Correa to turn 2.
That was beautiful, not giving up on the play, but some of that shortstop coming out with that flip.
Let's find out now who won tonight's Chevy Stroh poll. Thanks for voting tonight. We asked what's the best award in sports. Commissioner's Trophy takes the win, 69%. Green Jacket getting some love. We saw the Green Jacket here earlier this season. Patrick Reed showed up with it. Stanley Cup. But it's all about the World Series trophy tonight. World Series ring, all the championship hardware. Those images never get old, guys.
Oh, this couple, they flew all the way from New Zealand to see Altuve, and he hasn't disappointed tonight with 2 home runs.
Might want to get him season tickets.
Well, here he is leading off. Jose Altuve already has put 2 up on the train tracks. Facing the local kid out of the Woodlands and University of Houston, Austin Pruitt, in his second inning of work. Altuve 0 for 4 in his career against this Rays right-hander. He swings the first pitch and fouls it away.
Altuve's trying to hit his 3rd.
Why not?
Done it before.
Not in the regular season.
Nope.
ALDS Game 1 facing Chris Sale and the Boston Red Sox.
Carlos Lee getting some love. Not only was he a member of that the last time the Astros went back to back, he was the last guy to hit 3 home runs in a game.
A lot of Carlos Lee tonight.
It's his birthday.
What?
Yeah.
On top of all that.
Oh yeah. Happy birthday to El Caballo.
Altuve stays alive at 0-2. Ken Giles warming up in the Astros bullpen. Altuve, Correa, and Yuli in this inning. More chance of MVP. flicks this one in the shallow center. This will not be a home run. It will not be a base hit either, as Kiermaier puts it away for out number 1.
We're going to take a look and name that Astro now, brought to you by Nissan. 15 Major League seasons, South Bend, happy birthday. A lot of people on Twitter got this right. Astros legend Dickie Thon, 7 of 15 seasons with the Astros. He was an all-star for the Houston Astros, born in South Bend, Indiana. Celebrating his 60th birthday today.
Carlos Lee and Dickie Thon.
Yep.
Sharing a birthday. Happy birthday, guys. Carlos Correa takes a pitch upstairs from Pruitt. It's 1-0. Carlos at infield hit in 3 at-bats. Hitting over 300 in the month of June. 1-1 the count. It's a guy out of the University of Houston, as we mentioned, when he was a senior there. He picked up 10 wins. Became the first 10-game winner for the Cougars since Brad Lincoln did it 7 years earlier. Now it's 1-2. Carlos still tied for the team lead in RBIs with 47. Starting to get bunched up again for the team lead. Correa and Gaddis with 47. Springer with a home run earlier tonight, now up to 42. Altuve at 39, Bregman at 42. And Pruitt able to get Carlos Correa swinging for the strikeout. First for Austin Pruitt, second out of the inning. I'll bring up Yuli Gurriel. Yuli 0 for 3 tonight. And he taps one off his body at the plate. Still in the batter's box when it hit him, so it's just a foul and not an out. 0-1. A.J. Hinch's team starting the night 2 games up on Seattle in the AL West. Both teams losing last night. Yuli with a bid for a hit, and there's one into center field. As the 3rd hit allowed by Pruitt. And Gurriel a 2-out base runner.
Good piece of hitting by Yuli. We know when he's right, he's hitting that baseball right back up the middle.
Here's Josh Reddick. Reddick 1 for 2 with a walk against Pruitt. Takes a called strike. So starting the night 2 games up on the Mariners. Seattle had a 5-0 lead halfway through their game against the Yankees in the Bronx, but now it's 5-5. There's a ball ripped into right field for a base hit. Yuli will go to second. The Astros with 2-out hits from Gurriel and Reddick.
Swing by Josh. Be nice to get that bat going too. We've seen Evan Gaddis start to light it up, but since coming off the DL, Josh kind of easing his way back in. If that bat gets going too, that's just one more level of this offense the opposing pitchers would have to deal with.
Evan Gaddis takes a pitch for a ball. Well, mentioning the home road splits both in our pregame warm-up and also during the game, Josh Reddick's the one guy that kind of flies in the face of what everybody else deals with home and road.
Yeah, he does a very good job hitting here at home for whatever reason. He is comfortable in the confines, sees the ball extremely well, and puts the barrel to it frequently here at Minute Maid.
So with 20 of the last 26 games, including this homestand leading into the All-Star break being at home, maybe that's a chance for Reddick to jump into a good place.
Absolutely. And the way the Astros have swung the bat, especially at the top part of the order here, it'd be nice to see them get acclimated here too. Maybe a long stretch of games here at Minute Maid Park might help them get a little more comfortable and see it get a little more repetition, seeing pitches out of the hand.
Gaddis swings and misses. It's 1-2. 9-game homestand. About to finish game 3 of this 9-game stand, and then 6 games on the road, 4 in Tampa Bay, 2 in Texas against the Rangers, and then back home for 11 leading into the All-Star break. Slowly hit towards third, making the play is Wendell, and he'll race to the bag ahead of Yuli Gurriel for the final out of the inning. Couple of hits, couple left on. We head to the 9th, and the Astros lead 5-1. AT&T Sportsnet is brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places. By McDonald's. I'm loving it. And by T-Mobile. Show your military appreciation and use hashtag HatsOffForHeroes. T-Mobile will donate $1 for each post. On we go to the 9th. Astros out hitting the Rays 11-3. 4 of those 11 hits were home runs. And now, even though it's not a safe situation, A.J. Hinch wants the final 3 outs from Ken Giles.
Here's Kenny G's numbers: 26 games, 23 2/3 innings pitched. He is perfect in that save department with 11. The ERA at 4.5. Only 24 strikeouts in those 23 2/3. But he has been in command and in the zone. Picked up that 11th save in Oakland.
He has thrown a lot of strikes this year, more than any other reliever for the Astros, and he starts off Joey Wendell with a 1-pitch ground out. Wendell hustling down the line, but Altuve makes the play for out number 1. Charlie Morton threw 6 innings tonight, allowed 1 run. It was unearned. Brad Peacock a perfect 7th. Chris Davinsky allowed a hit in the 8th, but wiped him out with a double play, and now Ken Giles in the 9th. Astros looking for their 50th win of the year. Giles now faces Willy Adames. Adames 0 for 3. Mccann made a nice running diving catch in the first inning with Adames batting. Bases were loaded and 2 outs at the time. That ended the inning and preserved a scary first for Charlie Morton. This ball to fairly deep right field, right in front of the warning track. Josh Reddick puts it away for out number 2. Ken Giles 2 outs on 3 pitches. 43,409. They have been energized from the start. 115,000 fans to watch the Tampa Bay Rays in a midweek series. And they are getting to their feet now, looking for the final out with Malik Smith batting. If this was like this for Monday through Wednesday, I can't wait for the weekend.
It's going to be a good time.
Off day tomorrow. Hope everybody enjoys their day on Thursday. We'll be back with you Friday for the start to the Kansas City series. Jeff Bagwell will join us in the booth for that one. Last year, after 76 games, the Astros were 51-25. That's the best they've ever been through 76 games. A win tonight will put them at 50-26, which is the second best mark in Astros history, behind the World Championship season last year. Giles ahead of Smith, 0-2. Foul ball keeps things alive. Alex Smith scoring the only run tonight for Tampa Bay. A single came around on a ground ball and an error. Astros looking to take 2 out of 3 against Tampa Bay in this series. They will head into St. Petersburg a week from tomorrow. 4-game series there. They have not won a season series against the Rays since all the way back when the Rays won the American League pennant in 2008. Trying to get a jump start here with a W tonight and 2 out of 3. Ken Giles looking for that last strike. Now in the dirt, 2-2. Slicing one into the crowd, staying alive. Astros trying to improve to 21-15 at home. They are a phenomenal 29-11 away from home. Road record in all of baseball. 2-2 pitch misses at 3-2. Yankees beat the Mariners tonight 7-5. Games with a win tonight. A.J. Hinch's crew will be 3 games ahead of Seattle as the M's have lost 3 in a row.
That'll warm A.J.'s heart to know that he's been playing pretty good baseball and actually starting to create a little bit of separation.
Battling at bat there by Malik Smith, draws a walk, so he keeps things alive with 2 outs.
Just another 2-out walk. Charlie Morton had 4.
You may be able to tell who the hitter is here. Carlos Gomez, 0 for 3 tonight. A couple of ground outs to Bregman. One of them a very nice play by Alex. Also a blind out to the shortstop, Carlos Correa. That walk by Giles of Malik Smith. Only the 3rd walk allowed by Ken in 27 appearances this year. Mariners lost that game tonight in the Bronx on a walk-off 2-run home run by Giancarlo Stanton. Once again, the crowd urging on Giles for that final strike. Instead, it's a base hit into center field. They'll put 2 runners on with 2 outs. An 0-2 pitch, Gomez able to fight into center. Now Giles will face the number 9 hitter, Johnny Field. Field is fly to center. He has tapped one in front of the plate that Brian Mccann made a play on. He's also struck out 0 for 3. It's a swing on the slider, 0-1. Once again, Tampa Bay down to their final strike. Game winning streak, matching the longest in franchise history, came to an end last night. Now the Astros and Ken Giles trying to start a new one. Just missed the edge, 1-2. 3 straight sliders to Johnny Field. Swing and a miss. Ball game over. Astros win it 5-1. In front of the biggest crowd for the regular season in almost 3 years. The Astros get to 50 wins on the season. They are now 50-26. Ken Giles closes it out. Charlie Morton ends up getting the win in this game. Charlie's now 9-1 on the year. And the offense came alive with 4 solo shots tonight.
Sure did. Charlie went out there and did a great job, but Crush City came alive tonight. Jose Altuve with 2 home runs. That was the first one up on the tracks, and then George getting in on the action. Over 430 feet of home run. And it became contagious. Alex Bregman sitting on a slider and bashed it into the Crawford boxes. And then one final blow from the little man. Laying into it, getting up on the tracks for the 2nd time tonight. It was great to see those bats come alive for these fans here at Minute Maid.
We'll have more coming up, including the post-game show after this.